Meese, will you point out to the jury who did this to you? Don't worry, son, he can't hurt you no more. Describe to these good people what happened that night.
Well, I was at a crosswalk, waiting for the light to change. It came on, so I started to cross. And that's when he hit me.
Did he show any sign of remorse after he struck you?
He didn't even change gears. He just rode off with his thin little tires.
Order in the court.
Well, what happened then?
Well, when I confronted him about it later, he got super defensive and shouted an obscenity.
What exactly did he say?
Now, you watch your language, son.
What happened next, Mr. Meese?
Well, he said that he was a pedestrian and had just as much right to the crosswalk as any person.
He said he was a pedestrian. Thank you, Mr. Meese. You may step down. The prosecution calls Miss Everton to the stand. Miss Everton, can you recount what took place on March 14th?
Well, I was driving in the mountains and I came up behind the defendant and some of his friends.
And what happened?
Well, first everything was fine, but then it all went uphill from there.
You mean downhill?
Literally uphill, metaphorically downhill.
I see. So why not just pass them?
Because they completely took over the road and they were so slow. I've never seen anybody work so hard, yet accomplish so little.
Well, if he was going so slow, why do you think he refused to pull over?
They said that they were vehicles and that they had just as much right to the road as any car.
They said they were vehicles. And yet earlier he done testified that he was a pedestrian. So which is it, Mr. Bach? Because you cannot be both.
Objection! My client is an object, not a person. It has no control over its writer's decisions.
Sustained.
If it has no control over its writer's decisions, then why do writers classify this as real food? Ladies and gentlemen, Exhibit A, the power bar. An item so disgusting that starving men have chosen cannibalism over it.
Son, I believe you might be exaggerating.
Your Honor, if you please.
The court holds you in contempt, demon! Order! Order in the court!
Well, I think I've made my case.
Objection!
It's overruled!
Okay, so he persuades people to eat nasty food. That's not a crime.
That might not be, but this is. Ladies and gentlemen, Exhibit B. And these are a men's lodge.
He's not forcing anyone to ride him. They're free to leave anytime they want.
Then why do the shoes lock in place?
Okay, I've heard enough! All right, now the court sentences the defendant to life in prison as an exercise bike. All right, and bailiff, you make sure the prisoners are very hefty. All right. Let's move on to the next case. Who's the defendant?
Mr. J.B. Longboard.
Heaven help us.
Thanks for watching that sketch, guys. Make sure you subscribe and leave a comment below about what inanimate transportation device you'd like to see me defend. Rollerblades, pogo sticks. I'll represent anything, except for segways. Those things don't have a leg to stand on. Be thrown right out in a court of law. So I'm ready to protect you. And by you, I mean that pair of skis behind you.